What is up, homies? Welcome back to another reaction from Heroes Reforged. It is time for the finale of Loki episode 6 for all time, always. Every time we get to the finale of one of these shows that we do, it feels surreal and unreal and unbelievable. We're already at the end. I feel like every time we have just started these shows, but nope. Another one to check off our list. You want to check out the Uncut Reaction? Check it on Patreon, patreon.com/heroesreforged. Links down in the description, along with a lot of other stuff that we're reacting to, including Star Wars, The Dad Batch, Superman and Lois, an archive of a ton of stuff that we've done this year that includes Falcon, Winter Soldier, Invincible, WandaVision. Hector, how you doing?
Lots of tasty treats for everybody on that Patreon, so go check it out.
I'm doing good. I'm just gonna let everybody know right now that I gotta be a little subdued because I'm visiting some folks on the East Coast, and it is 3 in the goddamn right now, and I'm upstairs.
Well, you're suffering along with all of our East Coast fans, so
yeah,
that's true. They felt my pain, but if I'm a little less excitable, it's because I'm not in my isolated garage where I can yell. I can just yell at midnight. It's 3 a.m.
Shall we?
Yeah, let's do this.
In 3, 2, 1, go.
You weren't born to be king, Loki. You were born to cause pain and suffering and death.
First thing it says is, you weren't born to be King Loki.
King of the castle. King of the castle.
Straight into Dr. Doom's castle, y'all.
Wait a minute.
What are we?
That's how you punch.
You wouldn't have heard of me.
Let me put you on hold.
Dance off, bro. He's a friend from work.
I can do this all day.
Yeah, I know. I'll show you.
What are we listening to?
Marvel Cinematic Universe. Wow. I think they're doing what I think they're gonna do.
I think I'm thinking what you're thinking too.
Are we going back?
Are we
What
witnessing
is
the
happening?
birth of the multiverse of madness?
What are we?
Great line, great line. Yo.
What are we?
I don't have any more boxers.
Yo,
This is wild.
okay.
I've read this Loki comic. This is insane that they're doing
all,
this.
They're all the stems or what of light or whatever are all the color of the stones.
If there's a reference to Jack Kirby and Stan Lee and Larry Lieber and
That'd be amazing.
John Romita and Steve Ditko and everybody, I'm gonna freak out.
So terrified, I don't even want to breathe.
I am terrified and
Jesus
God.
Christ, Miss Minutes, come on.
Welcome to the Citadel at the end of
I'm gonna laugh hysterically if this is the actual villain of the story.
What took you so long?
Sorry, some things had to get worked out, but I'm downloading the files you need now.
This isn't what I asked for.
I know, but he thinks this'll be more useful.
Who?
Who is he?
Uh-oh. Is this Immortus? Is it Kang? He Who Remains? I wish I had access to my Marvel encyclopedias right now.
Okay, those are the Timekeeper statues.
So maybe they did exist at some point. Holy shit, it's Kang.
It is
It's
Kang.
Jonathan Majors.
It is Kang.
Wow.
This is wild.
This is wild.
Is wild.
He who remains.
He who remains. She still calling me that? Creepy. Right.
He's
Say
so
it.
good. He's so good.
Say it.
Come on. Come on, let's talk. From my office.
Damn. They made
Like
a
I need to
good
catch my
casting
breath
call.
here.
Hi.
Hijo de la chingada. Ay.
You're just a man.
Flesh and blood. Don't tell me I'm a disappointment.
No,
Picking his boogers.
just a little easy to kill.
Yo.
Oh no. This is truly the power of Kang.
God.
Oh my
They're
god.
doing
He is-
it, y'all. They're doing it, y'all. They're doing Kang.
He's gonna be the next Thanos.
Yeah.
That I wasn't to be disturbed.
Well, you're not going to be happy to see me.
Oh, yeah.
I can't, guys. I'm not gonna be able to make it through this whole episode. I'm gonna just pass out.
Oh, well, you know, one man's void is another man's piece of cake.
Someone get this man a jet ski.
Hunter D90 to my office immediately.
Yeah, sorry, Ivona, that's not gonna work out the way you think it is. Now that we know your secret.
E90?
What did you do?
Just wait. What the hell is going on here?
Your translator.
What?
Good play. Good play.
No, we broke out of your little game. That's how we got here.
No, wrong. Every step you took to get here, Lamentus the Void, I paved the road.
What?
Why? Why did you do that?
You think you can trust this guy? Don't listen to him.
Don't listen to him. Do you think you're even capable of trusting anyone at all?
I love this so much. Oh my god.
Even with that, you're of no danger to me.
Is that what you think? Let's see.
Oh boy.
Yo.
I don't think Mr. Owen Wilson's making it out of the show.
It was a pleasure while it lasted.
And what are you so afraid of?
Me.
Yo.
And just who are you?
Alternate versions of him.
It's all of his different
All the
versions.
variants.
Eons ago, before the T.V.A, a variant of myself lived on Earth in the 31st century.
We may see some of this in Ant-Man 3.
I think Phase 4 is going to be all about this. Spider-Man's going to be crazy. There's going to be a comic book version of King the Conqueror. Holy crap.
The
Ooh.
peace between realities
There's that theremin music.
erupted
So
into all
the multiversal war
each variant fighting to
was
preserve
Kang.
their universe and annihilate the others.
The Kang War.
Dude, Jonathan Majors is having the most fun.
He's the belle of the ball right now.
This is insane.
If you think I'm evil, well,
Well, he is.
just wait till you meet my variants.
Oh man.
Phase 4 is
Oh,
going to be
man.
insane.
I'm going to tell you guys right now, 8 years from now, there's going to be an Avengers movie where all the new Avengers are facing off against Jonathan Majors, and it's going to be awesome.
Oh no.
What?
Mortified.
I don't know what is going on. Where is this leading to? Why is this being presented in this show? What is going on?
Look at him. He's scared. This is like something that he's not
We just crossed
expecting.
the threshold.
The threshold of?
Maybe he doesn't know what's going to happen.
The future is unclear.
So I fibbed. I fibbed earlier when I said I know how everything is going to go. I knew everything up to
Oh shit.
5
seconds ago.
9, 10 seconds ago.
We're in the unknown.
Is it? Look at all the timelines branching.
Fuck.
What's going on?
You either take over and my life's work continues, or you plunge your blade in my chest and an infinite amount of me start another multiversal war, and I just end up right back here anyways.
Jesus. What?
It's just another lie.
Whoa,
Another
Sylvie.
manipulation.
Sylvie,
You need to read some books.
What's
I love this. I love all this honesty.
This character is like a trip and a half, dude.
What a killer performance, man.
This guy just got nominated for an Emmy for Lovecraft Country, but give him another
So
Emmy, I
good
say.
in it.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Sylvie, hang on a moment. Let's just talk about it.
Well, how about we finish what we started?
He's so excited to die.
I believe him.
You believe what? That a bazillion boogeymen are going to turn up just because we give people free will?
Yes.
Remove the dictator and what fills the void?
You want the throne.
No, that's not it, no.
I don't believe you.
Sylvie, the universe isn't about us.
Dang. Okay.
How are we going to go into Shang-Chi after this?
I know.
Go to Doctor Strange immediately.
Is this whole thing been a con?
Really?
No.
That's what you think of me?
It's not a con.
For once I'm on Loki's side.
Yeah.
This is so sad.
This is bigger than our experience.
Why aren't we seeing this
He's
the
really
same way?
grown.
Because
Yeah.
you can't trust. And I can't be trusted.
So they're in an impasse.
Shit.
Yep. Jesus, come on, Sylvie. He's like, he's so eager to see what happens. What happens if you don't kill him, though? And just let him keep existing. Oh.
Whoa.
Oh. Is this about to change? Oh.
You're gonna put yourself between Sylvie and
Yeah.
a person she wants to kill.
I just want you to be okay.
Wow.
Just kiss.
There you go. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it.
I want to scream, but it's 3:30 in the morning. But fuck yeah, dude.
Oh no. What's going on? Ooh. Is Sylvie about to wreck everything? We are about
What do we
to
know about the
see-
Lokis? Backstabbing.
Oh, is she gonna take it?
This is not the end
Yo.
of Kang the Conqueror. He's
No.
just getting started.
See you soon.
Oh, Christ.
Oh boy.
Now she's like, wait, maybe I did a oopsie.
We're going to need some help.
We're gonna need the Avengers
Oh.
and the Fantastic
X-Men.
Four and the X-Men.
And the
And
X-Men.
Deadpool.
You know what? And the Defenders.
Uh-huh.
And Alpha
Y'all
Flight.
gonna need everybody.
And the Great Lakes Avengers. Here's a tricky thing because this happens in the comics all the time. Like Kang always dies, but then there's just like another alternate reality
I
Kang.
mean, that's what he said.
So how can you get this across
here they
in
go.
Look at
movies
all
and TV
those
shows?
Here they go.
timelines.
Yeah. Multiverse of Madness.
Oh,
Jesus.
God.
And still make him a credible threat and a scary villain that people will
Wow.
Guys, it's
Sylvie, you done
understand.
fucked up.
If
Look, they've all
Listen.
crossed the line.
It'll take a couple of years. Oh.
Back now.
Oh my god, what's gonna happen?
everything.
And
Oh
Loki
my
is in the
God.
TVA.
Tomorrow,
This is gonna-
Spider-Man
this is-
trailer.
Yep.
This is going to be the end of the season, man. So I think that thing happened that we were talking about where it's like, even if they did introduce Kang, they still made it about the Loki characters.
Yeah. And they never called him Kang.
Mm-hmm.
Is season 2 of Loki going to be Loki's quest to try to find Sylvie?
Yeah. Ooh. I thought it was going to end. What's happening? Love this score.
Oh shit, I almost knocked everything over. This show is exactly what I wanted from Phase 4. I wanted
Yeah.
weird, different, unique.
Yeah.
I wanted
Emotional.
I wanted it to challenge everything that the MCU has done before,
Yep.
and it's
And
doing
this is it. This is it.
At this point, how are we even gonna stop it?
We can't!
What? We made a terrible mistake.
What's done?
We found him. Beyond the storm. A citadel at the end of time. But someone is coming. Countless different versions of a very dangerous person, and they're all set on war.
Sick.
What division are you from?
What are you talking about?
Who are you? What's your name?
They don't remember
It's on
him.
the ground now.
He wiped their
Archives.
memories, didn't he?
Oh
Are you?
no.
Kang wiped all their memories, huh?
Oh
How?
no.
How did that
There
happen?
he is.
There's the costume. There's the big sleeved costume with the collar thingy.
The Conqueror has arrived.
The Conqueror.
Oh, no!
Shit.
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
I want some more.
Oh
I want
my
more.
god.
God damn.
Oh, they did
I
it.
feel like we just
I-
took us to church, boys.
I think Kevin Feige just took us to church.
Amen. Flavor.
Pastor Feige just laid down his greatest sermon.
If people are not watching these shows, you idiots.
At this point, yeah, like I last week I said that these shows have not been like essential watching. At this point, scratch all of that. You need to watch all of these shows before you get into whatever's happening next.
Yep.
The repercussions of all of this is the ad for the finale even said it. The ad for the finale said this is going to change the MCU. And you know, sometimes you're like, yeah, you guys always say that, but it does, but doesn't really. But this
is huge.
This literally, like, this paves the way for Phase 4. And even though we knew that Spider-Man, No Way Home, and Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness are what they are, and WandaVision playing with the concept of all those things, like this really cemented it.
So Marvel is giving themselves the freedom
guest
to
star,
bring in
Jonathan Majors.
everything that we want from the comics and in the comics. At this point, now there's an easy way for mutants to get here. We're going to see Wolverine and the X-Men and in one timeline. I mean, we could see the New Mutants, we could see X-Factor and X-Force and all of these different things that happen.
Hector's so not interested in that.
Anything.
Loki will return to season 2, confirmed.
There you go. There you go.
Yep.
There you go.
Good.
I've been trying to like kind of think about this today. You know, they dropped that thing with Korg and Deadpool. It is nothing more but a clever way to advertise a movie, right?
Right.
It's not connected to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it is also a genius way to plant the seed for getting Deadpool into the MCU. Just having him interact with a character that is directly connected to the MCU. It's just, it created a huge commotion today. And now everybody wants that. And then to drop this and to say that the multiverse is an infinite construct and that anything could happen. I know that Deadpool interacts with the X-Men characters from the Fox X-Men movies. If they want to bring him in from another universe and not include the X-Men characters, that's totally fine with me.
Hector, you seem happy and upset at the same time. What's going on here, buddy? What's going on? What are you thinking?
I still think that I'm thinking a lot of things right now. And the main thing I'm thinking is, let's not lose sight of Tom Hiddleston as Loki. His performance is like outstanding, you guys.
Yeah.
Dude.
And and he held down this show.
Yeah.
And what he did was pretty phenomenal. And the fact that they're letting this group do season 2 makes me so happy because I want to see that Loki continue. And I want to see Sylvie, and I want to see Owen Wilson and Wunmi Masako and Ravonna Renslayer, Gugu Mbathu Rao. Like, I want to see all these characters come back.
Yeah.
But the other thing I'm thinking is, this is the way that I was so happy that Ant-Man was going to be Nathaniel Richards, is what they said. As far as I remember, I don't think they said Kang is going to be in Ant-Man 3. They said Jonathan Majors has been cast to play Nathaniel Richards, and he's going to be in Ant-Man 3. And in the comics, he becomes Kang, and comic book readers know that. I was happy about that because I wanted us to get like a slow and steady introduction to the Kang character, because I don't want Kang to be a one and doneer. He's not. He is a he's like a long time Avengers bad guy. He's like a Thanos type. You have to set that shit up and then pay it off years later. But the way they did it in this one is so crazy and so cool and so smart, because it's kind of Kang at the end of his life. And he still dies, and he goes, "I'll see you soon." So you're like, damn, we got to meet the character after he's been through everything. And he still is like this insane, like he lost it. And it was such a fun performance. The only thing I want with this multiverse now opening up, I mean, really fully, truly opening up more than WandaVision did, is I still want Marvel Studios to avoid the fanboy temptation to be like, oh, just bring in the Fox X-Men cast as they are, because I feel that, or, you know, Fantastic Four from another dimension or whatever, because I feel that the FF and the X-Men should still be something that is within the MCU naturally, because to me, the X-Men and Marvel are one and the same, and they shouldn't be thought of. It's like, if this is how they get to Tom Hardy Venom meeting Tom Holland Spider-Man, it's stupid. But whatever, that's for Sony to figure out. I still think that Spider-Man and Venom should exist in the same universe, like from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? That's Eddie Brock and Peter Parker. Like, I think that they should be just like, it's all Marvel, it's all in there. But I will say, I'm not opposed to the fun of fourth wall breaking cameo shit. You know, Hugh Jackman just posted a picture of Wolverine claws, and then he posted a picture of himself with Kevin Feige. If we get a Hugh Jackman Wolverine cameo,
Right.
great. But I still want a new actor to play Wolverine the same way they got Tom Holland to be like the Peter Parker in their universe. You know, they didn't try to get Andrew
Yeah.
Garfield 10 years
Yeah.
ago to just like pop over or whatever. So
Right.
so it's a very exciting time right now, guys. This is an
Hector,
extremely exciting time.
I don't think you have to worry about that, because
Okay.
if Feige has showed us anything, is that he is looking forward to all of this, right? So he's looking for the future. Now, as fun as a Hugh Jackman cameo would be, a cameo I think would be the extent of it, because as soon as you bring in the Fox franchise, as from everything the X-Men have done so far, there's a lot of baggage behind it. There's a lot of confusing timelines, and there's a lot of, honestly, negativity with like the directors and like some of the behind the scenes kind of stuff.
We like a clean slate.
I don't think it would be smart to bring in like anything besides Deadpool, like, because we know that Deadpool was the first fourth wall breaker. He was the one who, if there's going to be anybody who jumps and it's still Ryan, why do I keep forgetting his last name? Ryan Reynolds' last name, Ryan Reynolds' character, just that character. I think it's okay, and that character has proven his worth with the fans, and has kind of like also distanced himself from the franchise by making fun of it, very much so. I think they're going to be very much looking forward, casting new people as the main storyline X-Men, casting new people as the Fantastic Four, casting new people as Doctor Doom. Like, I think this is all if anything, they have a clean slate to do that, and not necessarily create all these timelines just to like be sucked back into the stuff that was already created and it wasn't even created by them, and they didn't really have a hand in creating it. That makes no sense to me, you know?
I mean, the only reason
I think it's all forward.
Yeah, I mean, and the only reason I brought up a multiverse that could bring in, you know, characters like the X-Men, it wasn't to suggest that they would bring in the old people. It would still be a clean slate. And only Deadpool is the only one character who comes from the Fox universe. And like, I'm so excited to see, you know, first of all, when we're going to get a season 2. You know, they said we will. I can't wait to find out when that's going to happen. I've always enjoyed Loki. Like, I've always enjoyed Tom Hiddleston as an actor and as this character. And I thought his performances were just better and better and ever better with every movie. This show like really made me fall in love with him and the character. Like, I like the character, but now I love the character.
Yeah,
and I'm fully invested in whatever journey they send this character on next. At this point, honestly, I don't know if it'll happen or not, but I hope that 8 years down the line, when the new Avengers has to face Kang the Conqueror, I want Loki to show up, and I want him to help them fight Kang.
Yeah,
that would be incredible.
I think you will.
That would be so sick.
It'll be a redemption arc, because his Loki variant caused all of this. Like,
let me say another thing too. Just a quick little side note, because we're staring at the.
Like Owen Wilson.
I know. Listen, what's going on?
Listen,
hey,
just keep doing it like that, Hector. Keep doing it like
Come
that.
on. What's going? You gotta tell me what's going on. I need access to C20. We're looking at the screen here because you watched Loki. Looking at the screen for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Baron Zemo from this show. In the comic books, he puts together a group called the Masters of Evil. In Falcon and the Winter Soldier, we met U.S. Agent. In the movie Black Widow, we met Yelena. You know, we're getting some recruitment happening
Contessa
here.
Valentina.
One of the characters that's on the Masters of Evil, which is sort of like an anti-Avengers in some ways, is the Enchantress from Thor comics. So what if Sylvie is able to kind of break out of this time loop and this sort of construct and joins up with the Sacred Timeline, becomes the Enchantress, almost to the point where maybe even Jane Foster Thor fights her, or Chris Hemsworth Thor fight. Like, she could just be sort of a villain in that way, but her backstory is the show Loki. You know, not to say that her memory is going to get erased and then she's a normal, typical like bad guy or the Enchantress like the comics. She's still Sylvie, but like that could be a really interesting pull from the Thor villain world as they get Sylvie from this show.
You know what else is interesting is that now Earth's Mightiest Heroes, the animated series cartoon, is basically a must-watch if you want to understand Kang and his
Bro, it's the blueprint for like the future of the MCU. That
it's
show.
the blueprint for
so
what's
fucking good.
I think what's gonna happen, because that's where you really get to see Kang flex. And it also comes in with the scroll secret wars. So there's two major plots that happen in that show, and I think maybe they looked at that show to see what was gonna happen next, because don't forget, guys, we still have a buttload of scrolls hanging out. Like, where do the
Secret
scrolls fit in
invasion's
all-
coming.
right? Mephisto's
you know what I
still
think?
hanging out somewhere, you guys.
You know what I think? I think that Loki season 2, which we're not going to get until maybe next year or the year after,
Mhm.
will take place right after this. But because we know it to be sort of existing outside of time, it's weird the way the timeline is set up right now. Because WandaVision happens 3 weeks after Endgame,
Mhm.
then a few months later, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, then a few months after that, Spider-Man: Far From Home. And at the end of Spidey, he gets his identity revealed. So Spider-Man: No Way Home is going to take place right after that, and that has Doctor Strange in it.
Right.
And I think that that's going to deal with a multiverse the same way Doctor Strange is going to deal with a multiverse, but Spider-Man is up first. And then in the Spider-Man movie, there'll be a resolution where he's going to try and ask Doctor Strange to help him with his secret identity thing, but ultimately he'll be like, dude, I can't, shit's fucked up right now, like it's crazy, there's a madness happening. And then Spidey will rely on a Skrull ally to help him prove to the world that Spider-Man is separate from Peter Parker. That's what's going to happen at the end of the movie. So then he'll get his identity back. So that movie, Spider-Man: No Way Home, I think is going to have the combination of multiverse and a Skrull stuff.
Adam
all to
brought
wrap
up a
up
good
Peter's
point,
story.
though. How
Yeah.
do stories like Shang-Chi fit into
No.
all of this? Like,
Well,
so all of
listen.
this stuff is
Yeah.
awesome. It's
Yeah.
all very big brained, like big ideas, though. Is this the end of like individual storylines that don't necessarily tie into each other? Like,
I think
what are we gonna do?
I think Hector brought this up, and I it's very, very possible that Shang-Chi takes place during the time of the blip.
Yes, the 5
Okay.
years. Because
Okay.
because Abomination's fighting Wong. Now
Mhm.
that's been confirmed. So it's like, wait, we know what Wong was doing in Endgame. He got all the sorcerers together, right?
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
what was he doing before Endgame and after the blip, after Thanos,
Right.
after the snap?
Right.
I guess he's fighting Abomination in a cage somewhere.
Right.
How did Abomination get loose? Maybe General Ross was
Maybe
blipped.
because of the blip.
Yeah, like he just easily breaks out of the raft or wherever he was. Like then the Abomination is fighting for money in China somewhere. I think the tricky thing is going to be the ending of Loki really is the next big snap because it's the birth of the multiverse. So now we're like, well, when does the end of Loki season 1 take place? Does it
Right.
take place during Doctor Strange's movie next year, like years from now, because of the way things are kind of wonky with the timeline? Does it take place a few days or weeks or months after the end of Endgame? But we just don't see the effect until, the Doctor Strange movie or whatever.
Yeah.
I also
Or
think
does it
that
actually
shows
happen in
like
2012 and it takes that many years before the effects are felt?
I also think that shows like Miss Marvel and Hawkeye, which are going to be more like Earth-based and street level, they may also take place a little bit after Endgame. Like the furthest thing in the timeline right now is Spider-Man: Far From Home, where he fights Mysterio. That may stay the furthest thing in the timeline, depending on where everything else kind of drops in. So the next couple of years is just going to be about figuring out where does stuff line up? When does it take place? And with Loki, it's still a question mark because it's like, well, this is going into season 2, but it's also leading into Doctor Strange. But when does the multiversal madness happen compared to every other character and because like Adam is bringing up, I think every other character is going to have to stop what they're doing and basically look at the multiverse of madness and deal with that because it's a reality shattering event. So we can't just see this and then go into Miss Marvel and be like, here's Kamala Khan. She lives in New Jersey. She's happy with her
Right.
family. It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Then the multiverse of madness must not have happened yet.
But
Who
that's
knows, bros?
does that take away from like the excitement of moving forward? Because if you keep saying, okay, well, we're just gonna wedge this into before this happened,
Question. I get it.
how does
Question.
that break the momentum?
Did the Thanos teases ultimately whet our appetite or just piss us off? Do you know what I mean? We got to think back. 2012, we get a tease of Thanos, we freaked out.
I mean,
but the very next
I feel like
movie,
it escalated every time we saw him again. It was like,
Yeah.
we're getting closer, we're getting closer, we're getting closer.
Yeah.
But people did complain because they're like, oh, we're finally going to see him as Josh Brolin in Guardians of the Galaxy. And he was sitting in a chair. And he had some great lines, but he was just sitting in a chair. So people were like, this guy? So that's the thing that Marvel needs to figure out now. How do you keep teasing us to the big multiversal war / the end game with Kang without making people mad to be like, oh, now I got to sit through Shang-Chi. I got to sit through Eternals. I got to sit through Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. I got to sit through the Marvels.
This is huge. I don't know if I fully understand the scope of what was just presented in this episode, but what's being presented is freaking gigantic, where it's no longer Earth-based, like a straight up Earth-based villain, or just like feeling like Earth is the center of it. This is
not Thanos,
everything and everyone at every time.
So I think going down this route where we kind of break the universe apart and then put it back together and like scramble everything up. One, I think it's super insanely ambitious,
bold
to do something like that. Bold.
Is this gonna work?
Yeah, and I mean, this will be the big test to see, is Marvel truly that creatively unstoppable that they can literally do anything and it will work every time.
Right.
Because they don't seem like they don't seem like they're in any position or have any interest rebooting this Marvel Cinematic Universe anytime soon. It's gonna go on and on and on and on.
Read my lips, internet. It's not happening. Never. We're going to be paying close attention to the news for the next couple of days, because with this, people are going to be interviewing Kevin Feige. They're going to be interviewing Michael Waldron, Kate Herron, and they're going to get some answers to be like, what does this mean for everything going forward? And someone like Kevin Feige is going to say, well, we're just going to have to wait and see when this Loki thing affects the rest of the sacred timeline.
Right, because we don't know when.
Then we'll get our answers. And frankly, who was it? Was it you, Augustine, that said Spider-Man trailer tomorrow?
Adam said that.
Adam said it. No shit, you guys, because now, like
we're at the end of
Eternals trailer 2 could reveal like, oh, the Eternals are now coming out because of the timeline unravel. Like now these trailers can kind of reveal a little bit more of what's going on in the larger MCU.
One thing that I'm really looking forward to is, I feel like Loki came out unique and weird and had its own look, its own feel, its own vibe to it. I want every project to find its own feel and vibe and look and like atmosphere. And if anything, WandaVision and Loki absolutely proved that they could do that and fully embrace it. And I feel like if you lean into it just a little bit more, I think that's what's really going to sell people, because we've had, you know, the Jason Bourne style, you know, shows with Captain Winter Soldier and like Cap One, like all those movies, and they did fantastic. But now I think they have more creative freedom to just like, guys, we're sourcing from comic books. This stuff is bonkers.
We're going deep.
Let's go. Let's go into it. And also, I feel like Spider-Verse kind of broke that barrier as well, where they could kind of do whatever they want, and it worked.
Gave them the confidence to know that the audience is on board for the adventure.
They introduced Jonathan Majors as a character. Will the character make enough of an impact to get non-comic book people to be excited to know he's going to be an Ant-Man. He really is coming back, and to get excited to see this statue of him at the end, and to get excited to know that he's this big comic book character and like things are just starting? Or are they going to do what audiences did in 2012 and be like, who is this guy? What is this? What are we doing? Is it too much of a tease too early?
Yeah. Who knows?
Even with the full-blown monologues that he did, like, we'll see in a matter of hours, my bros. We did it. We passed the threshold.
It's over, y'all.
I want everyone's thoughts. I want everyone's theories. I want to hear all of it, whether it's in the comments, on Discord, on Patreon. Links for all that stuff down below. Holy shnikes. What a season, what a series. Let us know, and give us some of your thoughts for the future. And now we're gonna take what if is like the perfect thing to like breathe. We're gonna go have fun in the multiverse with all these cool stories, Captain Carter, all this cool stuff. It's going to just be a nice little snack for later.
Can't wait.
Subscribe if you haven't already. I don't know, if you've been here for 6 episodes, you haven't subscribed by now, I don't know what the hell you're doing with yourself. I don't know what to tell you. And we'll catch you guys in the next reaction.